Good morning, great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning. Yes, again, the beautiful reminder that we get to choose. Write that in your notes again, right here, right now. I always have a choice. You always have a choice, the same way that I do, the same way that every one of us does. And what is that choice? That choice is that we have this ability to choose our thoughts, to decide what things mean, to decide how we're going to maneuver in thought through everything that's happened or is happening or has happened. Now think about that for you and think about what you're going through right now, or maybe your past or something that you're worrying about in the future. See, it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to stay that way. Write this in your notes too. I don't have to consent to things as they are. And you don't. Yeah, why do we? Why do we lock into things as they are? Well, remember, that's just habit. It's only habit. And when you get that, understand that, wow, oh my gosh, everything changes beautifully too, as well, provided you work to override that habit and create a new one. See, but if you don't do the work to override it, I got news for you. The results are not going to change in your life. But see, that's not what we're here for. We're here to help you to make those changes, to help you to master your mind. And that's what we're hoping that you get from all of these wonderful sessions. That's what both Dolly and I, who have tapped into this and learned from Bob Proctor and used what Bob Proctor shared, hope that you get as well. And so what is it that we're talking about? We're talking about using the information. Now, what have we been studying from? We've been studying from this beautiful gem here, the Master Key System. And if you don't have a copy of this, make sure you do get a copy of it. And if you want this exact copy, just click on the link that we provide you and get it. It'll be really beneficial for you so you can read along, literally page for page. But with that being said, do yourself a favor. Don't just read it. Don't just memorize it. Remember, that's just collecting information. That's gathering information. And all the gathering of information that you do, all the memorization that you do, will not change the outcomes of your life. See, it's only through practice, through experience, through the use of what we're sharing, that this will help you to increase your income, change your lifestyle, change the outcomes of your life. Remember, we're talking about cause and effect. Cause and effect. Sowing, reaping. You want to change what you're reaping? You want to change the effect? Change the cause. And the cause is how you're thinking. Amazing. Now, with that, also make sure that you have your awesome goal card here. With that being said, the reminder for you is that none of us manifests what we write on a goal card. We don't manifest what we put on a vision board. We don't even manifest affirmations. What we manifest is how we feel about these, how you feel about the vision board, how you feel about the affirmation. See, that's what gets externalized. You want to know what you've been feeling inside? Just look at your results. Look at your income. That reveals what you're emotionally involved with. Now, what's beautiful is if you don't like it, guess what? You can change it. And the way you change it is by changing what's happening inside. See, the message is the same. All right, so let's go into this, shall we? Let's dive into where we left off from. So here we go. Now, remember, here he was talking about cause and effect. Matter of fact, I'm going to go before this and go into section 2. And by the way, the page number is 315. So here he says, in seeking truth, we are seeking ultimate cause. Remember, every effect has a cause. Type that in the comments. Every effect has a cause. Your life is a whole line of causation. Cause leads to effect, which then turns into a cause, which then leads to an effect, which then turns into a cause. The whole point being is that the effect is the outcome. The whole world that you live in right now, the physical world, is a world of effects. How you feel, that's an effect. I remember the first time I came into that truth, I was going, my gosh, that's true. Feelings are effects that turn into causes. Your feelings just don't show up out of nowhere. See, something is causing them. Now, where the big problem lies with most people is they look at the feelings as primary and they only see it as primary. And therefore, they continue this vicious cycle of more of the same outcomes because all they're giving energy to is the feeling that they have, not understanding what's causing it. So you want to break that cycle? You want to be in control of your life? Learn how to control the feelings that are on the stage of your life. And the only way to do that is by mastering your mind. Hence, this daily study group, Master Your Mind. So, in seeking truth, we are seeking ultimate cause. We know that every human experience is an effect. I had you underline that. Every human experience is an effect. Then, if we may ascertain the cause, and if we shall find that this cause is one we can consciously control, the effect or the experience will be within our control also. Underline this. This cause is one which, and then instead of we, say I can consciously control. It's something that you can consciously control. And what's beautiful is if you consciously control it enough times, it'll become what? A habit, a way of thinking. Remember, you don't become what you're thinking about most of the time. You become how you're thinking most of the time. You want to know how you've been thinking most of the time? Just look at your results. They always tell the truth about your conditioning. Write that in your notes. My results always tell the truth about how I've been thinking. My results always tell the truth about how I've been thinking. And guess who can change how they're thinking? It's you. Go like this. Point to yourself. Go like this. Me. Right? I can. You want this to become a material fact in your life? Make this something that you're obsessed with, that you love. That's how it's going to take form. It's not going to take form if your mind is locked into ideas that are not this. It's a big deal. So let's go further. Human experience will no longer be the football of fate. A man will not be the child of fortune, but destiny, fate, and fortune will be controlled and readily as a captain controls his vessel or an engineer his train. See, when you master your mind, you are in control of your life. And this is where most people falter heavily. Not because that's what they want, but because of how they've been conditioned. They continue to think the same thoughts. Yet they collect information, they have superior knowledge, but then the same thoughts keep happening. So there's superior knowledge, inferior results. What does that lead to? Frustration, confusion. You know what I'm talking about. Why aren't things changing? I know what to do, but the results are not happening. Well, it's very simple. It's because the narrative within subconsciously has not been changed. When you do, again, you'll be in control of your life. All things are finally resolvable into the same element, and they are thus translatable one into the other. They must ever be in relation and may never be in opposition to one another. See, what he's saying here is once you get, in other words, understand cause and effect, everything will all of a sudden be, wow, amazing. It's kind of like finding that missing piece of the puzzle. And then what removes from there is the worry and the doubt. Now, here again, he's pointing out that like attracts like. Remember, everything produces after its kind. If you want a life of abundance, prosperity, wealth, joy, happiness, success, then your mind, more specifically your subconscious mind, has to be saturated with thoughts that are in harmony with that. Remember, things are not brought into existence by thinking of their opposites. You're never, ever going to be able to get this in your life if your mind is not connected with it. And that's what he's pointing out here. Now, before we move further, those of you who are watching this live stream and are connecting with this, if you'd like to dive into watching more of this and watching the replays and to join this wonderful, beautiful community, then go to elevitality.com and register for Master Your Mind.